Pacific Rim. Now the plot for Pacific Rim is how monsters come out from the Pacific, obviously, and humans have to combat that, so they build monsters of their own and robots to level the playing field. Now going into this movie, I always start looking at it from the trailers and actually finally seeing the movie. It always reminded me of Godzilla and a little bit of Cloverfield in that aspect of monsters. The one thing I gotta say about this movie, this movie is entertaining and it's pretty good, but it's not the movie I was expecting. Not to say it's bad, I wanted a little more from this film. Now, first things first, the good spots in this movie, the CGI, the way the look and feel of the monsters and robots were great. And Guillermo del Toro did a great job in the look of that aspect. But sometimes what the movie failed to do with the fighting scenes in the movie is that the fighting scenes in this movie were great, but it was very hard for me to make out some other fight scenes in the movie. Because the fight scenes in this movie between the robots and the monsters were good, but it was very hard for me to make out, which kind of dwindled down the epicness of the fight scenes in the movie. Now, this movie, I gave it credit that it has good balance between robots and the human character element, but for me, it had a good balance of that, but for me, I didn't really connect with the characters the way I should have. I didn't really care about the characters. Now, it's no fault of Idris Elba and Charlie Hunnam. They did a good job in the role, but I just didn't feel any connectivity with the characters involved. Like I said before, the CGI in this movie was fantastic and great, and some of the fight scenes were good too as well. Is it a great science fiction movie? No, but it's a good one. It's a good, enjoyable watch at the movies, but I just wanted a little more from it. Now, like I said before with the fight scenes in this movie, the fight scenes were great, but sometimes it was very hard to make out, and especially when it came to the final action scene, a final fight scene in the movie. It was a good fight scene, but I wanted a little more epicness to that fight scene towards the end, and I just didn't get it the way I wanted to get it. Now, honestly for me, I liked the movie, I really did, but I just wanted a lot more from it. Now, like I said before, the CGI and the special effects were great, and I loved it. This movie also could have been cut down, maybe like 10 to 15 minutes, because it kind of dragged from the middle of the movie. But other than that, this movie is a good, fun ride. And despite its flaws, I enjoyed it, but I wanted a lot more from it. And I can see where fans can get let down from this movie, and I can also see where people would actually really love this movie. So for me, I'm kind of in the middle with this movie. Is it great? No. Is it good? Yes. So with that being said, Pacific Rim gets 3.5 out of 5 stars. So if you like this review, please rate, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, Movie Nation.